Hello, everyone, and welcome to one more episode on stress management. This is your host, Sandeep Khera, taking you on a journey through There Is No Right or Wrong, Only Lessons. Today, I want to talk about something deeper, something that often lives in the shadows of our minds. I want to talk about a concept we call closing the loop. Think of your mind like a browser with too many open tabs, and each tab is an unresolved incident. And each unresolved incident is an open loop. Have you ever noticed that your brain remembers every single insult or many insults from last 5 years ago or many more as you would remember? There is a biological reason for this. Most of our memories have a logical closure. We go through an event, it ends. We learn something happily or acknowledge it, and the loop closes. But trauma, whether it's a major event or a lingering emotional wound, is an open loop if it's an unfinished story which hadn't found its closure. Because you couldn't find justice, because you couldn't speak up, because you were too small or too powerless to fight back, the wound stays untreated. It carries forward. It shows up as sleepless nights, anxiety, or sometimes even darker tendencies. But here is the good news. Every loop can be closed. Let me share a personal story. Let's call it the boy and the ball. I discussed this with a close friend of mine who's a psychiatrist. We spoke about how these open loops haunt us, often for decades. That conversation brought me to a memory that I carried from years during my childhood. When I was just 8 years old, I was a young, energetic kid, and one day, while playing cricket in the park, I accidentally hit a rubber ball with the bat. It missed a pedestrian, but nothing happened. I was already shaken and scared by the accident. But instead of understanding, the man walked up to me and delivered a tight, stinging slap on my face. I was a child, he was a grown man. I was powerless, and he had power. For years, that open loop haunted me. Every time the memory surfaced, my eyes would be filled with tears. I felt the same victimhood, the same injustice. I couldn't fix it because I couldn't go back in time and stop this hand. And I realized something very important. By carrying this grudge, I was holding on to a black ball that he had thrown at me. He had moved on with his life, but I was still playing with the ball or paying the price of his anger. Now let us drill into the technique. Acceptance and wise action. How do we close the loop when we cannot change the past? We use a simple decision tree. In one of the episodes, we spoke about two choices: change it or accept it. You cannot change the person who hurt you. In cases of past trauma, and even many recent ones, you cannot change the person who hurt you. Trying to change the past is impossible. So we must move towards acceptance. But acceptance is not just saying it happened. It's about creating a positive closure, and this happens in 2 steps. Step 1 is about identifying and releasing the loop. Sit down and make a list of incidents that still make your heart race and make you feel guilty. Second, forgiveness and release. This is not for them, this is for you. Close your eyes, spend 10 minutes connecting with yourself or your God, and say silently to yourself, I forgive, I let go. Repeat this until the baggage starts to feel lighter. Now comes the accounting shift. Their actions are their karma, their accounting. Your only responsibility is to keep your side of the ledger clean. Step 2 is a masterclass. I call it healing through helping. This is the secret to permanent healing. Instead of letting trauma make you feel bitter or worse, use it to fuel you for your new purpose. I decided that because I knew the pain of being a victim, I would become a shoulder for others. I would heal by helping. And every time you help someone, you feel yourself being healed. My psychiatrist friend once shared a story with me. He had counseled someone who is today a high-power, very high-profile lawyer in Australia. As a teenager, this person struggled deeply with suicidal tendencies due to trauma. He didn't get over it. He transformed that pain into a value system, one that helped others in similar situations. When you focus your actions on positivity, when you decide to prevent pain for someone else, the loop doesn't just close, it disappears. You are no longer a victim, you become a healer. As we wrap up today, I want you to remind yourself, keep using the wisdom to decide upon things that you cannot change. You cannot change the slap which was many years ago, but you can change how it affects you today and how you can help others. Try this exercise for a week. Write down one open loop on a piece of paper, that events of trauma, and then write one positive thing you can do for someone else. Because of this is what pain taught you. And after that, rip the paper up. Let it go. I promise you, if you do this sincerely, you will recover. This is Sandeep Khera signing off from There Is No Right or Wrong. If this helped you, please share it. My only goal is to see peace prevail and stay blessed. Thank you again.